Hey guys, this is TheEnder, and this is going to be Superfight 3, C versus 0. Brought to you by Sbenu Shoes. Oh, and there we have Sonic on the the third of a face you see on the bottom right corner of your screen. In the middle we've got Kim Carrier, and always Sonic's sidekick, guy in, like, I don't want to say it's brown, like a I don't know, a really dirty looking shirt. Alright, so spawning in the bottom left position, our red Zerg is going to be, dun-dun-dun-dun, drum roll, it is 0. And in the bottom right position, we have C. So, back in the day, in the good old Brood War days, these were two pretty darn good players. 0 was one of the best and most creative players from Moonjin Stars, and C was from MBC Game Hero. So now that the Brood War has, shifted back, and we see some the lesser-known players getting more playtime, although it's in smaller tournaments, C has really been doing great. I mean, he's always been a really consistent player, but he's been doing well. And of course, 0. I mean, you gotta love 0. I mean, just because you can't see his purple glasses, I mean, you know they're there. But yes. So, alright, the map is going to be Fighting Spirit, and looks like it's going to be a 12 hatch from 0. And the regular old 13 racks from C. So, alright, SCV Scout going in the wrong direction. And probably going to be, standard pool timing. I don't think 0 is going to get crazy and throw down another hatchery before his pool. But of all the players, he could do it. He is that type of crazy player. He's not like terror crazy. He's more like who's a creative player that is crazy. I don't know. More like Bill Nye the Science Guy crazy. There we go. Creative genius, not creative weirdo psycho. Alright, so pool is down. We are seeing good stuff. And SCV, it looked like for a second it was trying to block a possible third hatch, and there's the third hatch, more or less right where that SCV was. In case you're wondering why the third hatch is, almost always right by the ramp, just in case you need that extra fallback position to build Sunkens on. It doesn't happen very often, but what is going on here? We got 4 SCVs being pulled. 4 SCVs were pulled. We saw 2 Marines. I do not know if this is a viable strategy. But we are going to see a bunker rush. And there's the bunker just outside of the creep. Of course, you can't build bunkers on creep. Now, let's see. So, I mean, this really shouldn't be able to work. I mean, that's just how it is. It should not be able to work. I mean, the barracks timing was standard, but what? Holy shit, the bunker's already done. I didn't know bunkers build that fast. And the first Sunken's already been brought down to about 100 HP, which means the second it finishes, it's going to die. Because Sunkens, they lose 100 HP when they finish. It doesn't ever kill them, but it'll leave them with 1 hit remaining. Wait, what? Alright, so we got like 4 Marines in that bunker. And the Marine... Okay, so the Lings are going to take it down. All the Marines are going to die, and the Lings are going to go chase them home. As far as who's ahead right now, I mean, 0 has to be ahead. I mean, usually if you go for an economic play, you get rushed and you hold it off without taking severe losses. And by say severe losses, I mean he took no drone losses that time, except for that one Sunken that went down. So really, that should put 0 in a huge, huge advantage for this game. But yeah, I'm really sort of surprised at that decision from C. I mean, C isn't the type of guy who will bust out the cheese on you. I mean, what? 0 didn't like how the Sunken was mannering his drones, preventing them from mining the minerals efficiently, so he kills his own Sunken. That's an interesting decision. But yeah, I mean, 12 hatch is very standard, and for a regular timed barracks, unless you go like immediately with your first Marine, I really don't think you should be able to think that you can hold it off. Especially when you don't scout it first. But oh well. So C is like, hey, if one rush doesn't work, let's go for 2 rushes. Okay, maybe he's not going to. Maybe he was just trying to scare Zero. It is very common in this matchup. Alright, and so another Sunken is forced. It is very common in this matchup for Terrans to actually, poke out with their Marines and make it look like they're going to attack. Even when they have no intention of attacking, just to force the Zerg into, take some drones off the mineral line and make some Sunkens. It's very standard. Of course, C does know that Zero saw him leave his base since there's that Overlord over the, the high ground at the natural. But yeah, I mean, really, as a Terran, you don't want to make that rush, because if you lose your early Marines, you can have a whole lot of problem holding off the Muta harass, and the game just snowballs from there. But alright, Stim is on the way, Engineering Bay is on the way, Spire is on the way. So, it's an odd supply depot positioning. 3rd rack's on the way. Pretty sure turrets are going to be in good time, based on the Engineering Bay positioning and timing. One thing I sort of would like players to do more, even though most of them they don't. So these naturals, you see the high ground, and any type of units on the low ground can't actually see above the high ground, and so they can't target units there. You can't target mutants there, you can't target the overlords there, unless you can see them. I mean, it's really easy to get vision. You either need to scan and then your vision runs out, or you float a building. I mean, engineering bays are pretty darn cheap. I mean, 125 minerals only. I really think Terran players should actually make like a second engineering bay just to float it over the minerals so that they can see the high ground, so they can fire on the mutas that are harassing them. Just an idea, and I'm not a pro player. I don't know if it's cost effective or whatever, but it seems like it would be a good idea. Alright, first Marine group is pushing out. And there's a couple strategies. You can either leave that first Marine group at home to help defend, or you can do the other thing, which is move them out onto the map, threaten the Zerg, pretend like you're going to attack them, force them to pull the mutas home to defend you. And then, either way, they don't attack your main and do that much damage. But, yeah, so here Zero goes in, snipes his first SCV, first turret goes down. I mean, if he did one shot on that supply depot, it would go down too. I think that would be a good, 100 minerals. With the mass repair on the turret, that turret is going to survive and a muta is going to go down. Very nice. SCV building the starport gets taken out. There's like six Zerglings run in the front, kill the bunker. Building got cancelled there. Uh-oh, the Marines aren't, the SCVs aren't mining because they're mass repairing that one turret. Alright, supply depot did go down, that took only one hit. The Mech Marine group is on the other side of the map, but they're not going in, so the mutas could come back and clean them up really easily. Same time, Zero is getting a 3rd base at the upper left position. We'll say roughly 10 o'clock. So very nice start for Zero here. And C is playing, I don't know, it's like a slightly confused type of play. So, rather nice for Zero. He was able to not only take a 3rd base, but he took it far, far away from the Terran. So, farther away, the harder it is for them to push across the map and attack there. Looks like the bunker is just barely gonna survive, huh? Oh, and the Marines, in addition to forcing a cancel on the 3rd, they're gonna get a free Overlord. Very nice. What? The bunker went down. I'm not sure. Must have had super, super low health. Why is there only a single medic? Single medic on the low ground with the Zergling support. It looks like Zero's going to break through. He's almost going to kill C in the natural. New 3rd base being put up for Zero. And Zerglings do have speed. Alright, Lurkers aspect has completed. And we've got 3 Lurkers on the way. +1 attack for the Marines has completed. And it looks like that initial group that canceled the third is going to try and sneak back home. They got to be careful not to get surrounded by mutiling or Lurkers. Because although it's, it's just a control group of Medic Marine, I mean, that one control group, if added to the main army, would make it a whole lot scarier. But alright, it looks like Zero is actually going to go for a really big attack on the natural. He senses the blood in the water. He burrows his Lurkers. They're actually sort of far back. Now, if... Oh, no, but you gotta keep the Marines back. Yeah, it looks like nice hold by C. Now that the army has been thinned out, he could probably actually bring those troops back home and reinforce. Be really, really nice if he could do that. Oh, it looks like his second gas was trapping SCVs due to the turret positionings. That's suboptimal. But oh, that little force that's out on the map, they could get surrounded. There's units on both sides. And they got scouted by a living. Lurkers are coming in. Is it going to be a stop lurker trap? Nope, get scanned. Oh no, with mutas and links from behind though, they are going to get cleaned up. Oh, that's too bad. So of course the muta-ling dynamic is a really great one. So of course mutas, they're air units, they can stack on one another, so they have no problems with mobility and getting to attack the enemy. Zerglings, on the other hand, are super cost effective. They have good damage and good health per cost. So you combine the two together and it's just super great. And then of course you add some lurkers to the mix because both mutas and Zerglings are short range or melee units. And so lurkers can just super thin out Marines just like instantly with their splash damage. Great composition. And of course, once again, the only way to make it even stronger is to throw in some Dark Swarms and negate the damage of your opponents. But alright. Looks like C's had enough. He wants to push out. He's got 3 tanks, a Science Vessel, and 2 control groups of Medic Marine. In my professional opinion, which of course, no, I'm not a Brood War professional in any way. Yes, my professional opinion is he cannot beat the Zerg army, so he really shouldn't be doing this. Or if he is, he's going to need to be careful. Uh-oh, Science Vessels need to run! And free Vessel. Alright, technically it wasn't free since 2 Lurkers did go down. Uh-oh, Defiler Mound is out. It looks like C is going to reinforce with enough. He is going to be able to push the Zerg all the way back to his natural, and that is what you want to do. Because if you don't do that, you're going to lose very quickly to the Hive Tech. Alright, Zerglings are being massed up at the natural. Third base, oh, and the secret 4th base have been established for Zero. Now, although the 4th base is really far away from his own base, he will be able to reinforce it quite easily if he puts down a Nidus Canal. Admittedly, Brood War Nidus Canals as a bit of a pain, since they have to be built on creep. But they're just so darn good in how, it instantly transports any number of units, and I mean instantly. And they can leave the Nidus also instantly. If the Nidus is blocked, your units will still appear on the other side, just, farther away. Now that science facility is really doing a great job scouting the enemy army. I mean, a great job. That being said, I don't know why it's floating out that far. I mean, if he loses that science facility, that's really expensive to rebuild. I mean, that's like almost the cost of another vessel. Alright, if these reinforcements can reach that army that is currently sieging the 3rd, I don't think they're going to have too much of a problem taking it out. That being said, there is a really big timer on this army. Oh no, the reinforcements get found. They're going to get taken out pretty easily, I would assume. However, not the greatest of control from Zero here. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Defilers. Defilers should be done by now. There's the Defilers. Alright, there's the Dark Swarm. There's the Consume. And Terran Army is forced to retreat. That being said, I believe those tanks should be able to still shell the hatchery from the low ground. But yeah, it looks like C is just going to retreat. I mean, it's dangerous. Uh-oh, tanks were on the A move. Not a good idea. You need to pull him back. And it looks like he's actually able to recombine his forces with the reinforcements and take out that entire Zerg squadron that was holding his reinforcements back. So, a bit of a nice pickup from C here. I mean, he barely, was unable to take out the third due to the hive tech. But he's still doing a decent amount of damage. But once again, now that he's got one Dark Swarm down, C needs to back up because a second Dark Swarm is literally it could be on the tanks. And so once again, where's the Dark Swarm? There's a Defiler, but no Swarm. What's going on here? Second Evo Chamber on the way. So alright, he had to place a second Swarm, pretty much on the same spot as the first Swarm. But he could place another one. But I don't see the Defiler anymore. There is a drone under the Dark Swarm, and that drone just killed a tank, I think. I don't know how he's doing it, but C is managing to push in. Some funny trivia for you. Marines under Dark Swarm won't be taking any damage from the Sunkens. And wow, C manages to take the game off 0, even while his guys were under Dark Swarm. Really nice play. I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, I guess it was just some mistimed units that the Terran was able to push through, even with the Dark Swarms on the field. Really good job. So we're going to be heading into game number 2. C is currently up 1-0 versus 0.